Well, I think what today represented was Judge Sotomayor's first chance to really show herself on the national stage, what kind of person she is, what kind of judge she is, her temperament. And I think it was overall a good day in that respect. She got a lot of tough questioning from the Republicans, but it didn't rattle her. She seemed quite calm throughout. She was painstaking in her responses. She kind of calmed down the atmosphere, even if the Republicans wanted to make it more tense and confrontational. So she really needed to respond to that, and I think she did fairly effectively. Not only did she say that she believes that the law commands the result and not emotions or any other outside factors, but she actually distinguished herself from President Obama. I think that's the takeaway quote from today. Senator Kyle was asking her about what President Obama has said, which was that in the tough cases you don't always find the answer in the law, that you have to use your heart to decide some of the tough cases. And very matter-of-factly, Judge Sotomayor said, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with President Obama's approach to judging. You don't make decisions based on what's in your heart. You do it based on the law. So I think she needed to make a definitive break from that whole empathy issue, and I think she did it fairly well. Well, I think some of it felt scripted, like she had been really prepped on how to answer it. But I thought some of it was from the heart, ironically. Some of it was spontaneous. I don't think overall the Republicans are going to be satisfied, because she didn't, on some aspects of it, she didn't really fully engage. I mean, she had a good answer for some of the individual comments that she's been asked about, but when Senator Sessions and some of the others said, well, why did you say these things 7 or 8 times in all these different speeches, she didn't really have a very good answer for that. And that may have been conscious. They may have just decided we're not going to go there, and we're just going to make our points about this issue and leave it alone. But so it remains to be seen how effective it was in the public and among Republicans. I suspect the Republicans are not going to be satisfied. I don't think there were any real surprises. I think every issue or every past case that she was asked about was pretty much expected. Senator Grassley asked her quite a bit about the Kelo decision, the eminent domain case, and I think she handled that fairly well. She said that's now the law of the land, and but she said she understood the concerns of property owners about government seizing their property for no good reason. One exchange that was pretty interesting that came late in the day had to do with a lot of comments that were published in the Almanac of the Federal Judiciary. That's a publication where lawyers are allowed to comment anonymously about judges they appear before. And Senator Graham from South Carolina quoted from some of those comments, and they were very tough. Judge Sotomayor had a reputation of being a very tough questioner, a bully, almost a bully, with the lawyers who appeared before. So that was a tough thing for her to have to hear, to have herself described as a bully. And she did respond. She said as far as she knows, she's a collegial judge who interacts well with her colleagues on the bench and with the lawyers. She did acknowledge that she likes to ask tough questions. There isn't much time. Second Circuit arguments only last 10 minutes, so she had to kind of go for the jugular at various times, but she portrayed herself as not someone with a temperament problem. And I think the rest of the day helped prove that point, that because when she was the object of questioning, the target of questioning, she didn't boil over or have any strong reaction one way or the other. She seemed very calm. Well, I think Republicans certainly want to portray her as an extreme judge, and they're going to keep hammering away at that in the next round of questioning. And whether or not she's been successful in blunting that, I'm not entirely sure. I think in general, in terms of body language and tone, she came across as a moderate person who's not outside the mainstream, but whether or not that sticks, as the public's impression or the senator's impression, I'm not quite sure yet. We'll have to see what happens with the next round of questioning.